have to stand up and do the pledge today?
No, I don't want to.
Okay,
We just-
let's start the meeting for the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors, Thursday, January 2nd, 2020. It's 8:30. We have an agenda in front of us. Is there any issues, any changes? If not, do we have any motions?
Also move to accept as is the agenda.
Second?
Barb has made a motion, Stanley has seconded. Roll call, Barb,
Aye.
Stanley,
Aye.
Smolik, aye. We have to approve our committees and board appointments. And I guess, do we see any issues with this, Barb or Stan? With our, who is the main person?
We talked about mentioning that on the landfill, you'll be the official board member
official-
now, replacing Voklander. We mentioned that.
And added the County Emergency Management Commission back on. You have the North Iowa Long-Term Disaster Recovery Committee, that's a new one. That's Smolik and Francis as alternate.
Yeah, so you guys didn't see anything wrong with what Lowell and I came up with?
No, I think everything other than the couple little changes and in addition, everything looks good.
Nothing else to add?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, need a motion to approve. Second.
I also move that we approve the committees as we have it now and the names that are on there.
Second?
Barb has moved that we approve. Stanley has made a second. Roll call, Barb,
Aye.
Stanley,
Aye.
and Smolik, aye. Do I have to read all of these, Lowell?
Yep.
Okay. Animal feeding operation complaint investigation, Smolik, District 2, Walk, District 3. Area Agency on Aging, County Advisory Committee.
Oh, I thought you meant.
No.
No, we thought.
I thought you meant.
You've done that already.
Yeah, I
Okay,
thought
well,
you meant,
that was my question.
I thought you meant item 4, I mean, where you should say motion, or, do we have a motion to authorize the county auditor to issue warrants and then,
Yeah,
what,
that'd be all right.
I mean,
Number 4.
Number 4.
Okay, number 4.
start out, do we have a motion and then go after the, second line?
Okay. Do we have a motion for county auditor to issue warrants and payroll of all accounts, county payroll, Iowa public employees' retirement, social security, health insurance, and approved claims?
So move.
Second.
Stanley is moved. Barb is seconded. Roll call. Stanley?
Aye.
Barb?
Aye.
Smolik, aye. So number 4 has been approved. Number 5, motion. Let's see. Mitchell County Press, the News, and St. Ansgar Enterprise Journal. Newspaper as official newspapers for Mitchell County for 2020, and appoint Janet Johnson, publisher of the Mitchell County Press News, as agent to serve notice of expiration of right of redemption and to be the legal publication when one publication is required. Do we have a
I got a
motion?
question. Is Janet Johnson still the person for this?
That's the one that sent the letter.
Okay, okay. And so she's aware of that she's actually an agent for this?
Well,
Well,
that was a request, so.
Well, the publisher of the press news. Has to be. I mean, it doesn't matter if they want to be or not. They're going to be because we have to have an official publication.
Because
and
they sent a
press
Well,
letter.
that's
release.
fine, I just always
Yeah.
like to know, make sure they understand.
And she was the one that had sent
Okay.
this letter, so that's why I
All
put
right.
that in there. It's a change from last year.
Yeah. The name.
Yep.
Okay, also move that we designate the Press News and the St. Ansgar Enterprise as official newspapers.
Second.
and et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Barb has moved. Stanley has seconded. Roll call, Barb.
Aye.
Stanley.
Aye.
And Smolik, aye. A motion to designate Rich from the Mitchell County Engineer to be authorized and empowered on behalf of the Board of Supervisors to execute the certification of completion of work and final acceptance thereof in accordance with plans, specifications, therefore in connection with all farm-to-market construction projects in the county.
So moved.
Second, one quick question, did Rich have anything to add to this little?
No.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right,
think
I'll
there's
second
anything
that
he
then.
can add to this. Anyways, Stanley has made a motion. Barb has seconded. Roll call, Stanley,
Aye.
Barb,
Aye.
and Smolik, aye. Motion to designate maximum rates that are allowed to be reimbursed to county employees for meeting expenses such as room, actional reasonable cost, a total per day of meals not to exceed $30, and mileage reimbursement at federal rate of 58 cents per mile. Individual meals may exceed the amount allowed if the price includes the meeting room expense and shall be so indicated on receipt. No meals will be reimbursed without a receipt. Appointments of supervisors to various boards shall constitute approval for necessary expenses at those board meetings incurred throughout the calendar year of 2020. County supervisors using a personal cell phone to conduct county business may receive a monthly stipend of $30 for partial monthly billing costs.
Also move for this with the stipulation that if the federal rate per mile changes, that we change with it, otherwise, which I don't look for it to happen, but the 58 cents per mile, otherwise the same as everything on here.
Second.
Barb has moved, Stanley has seconded. Roll call, Barb,
Aye.
Stanley,
Aye.
Smolik, aye. Motion to appoint Dr. Kelly Ross to the Mitchell County Medical Examiner for 2020 with Dr. Mark Hageman and Dr. Jeff Nastrom and Dr. Benson Hargens as deputies with the coroner's fee to be $100 plus mileage at the current county rate.
And I believe that they all are in agreement with this yet.
Well, they're in agreement, but, you know, for how many years, until 2 years ago, we were at $50. And basically, they're doing it as a service for $100. I mean, that's not a, especially if they get called out at 3 in the morning.
No.
And that, I really,
They're working on, though, that they have other people take care of that if they get called out in the middle of the morning.
Yeah, that was presented to us here some months ago.
So they may not even be the ones doing that.
Anyways, Stanley has moved. Do we have a second?
I second as is with $100 plus mileage.
Roll call, Stanley,
aye.
Barb,
Aye.
Smolik, aye. Motion to provide the following assurances to the Iowa Department of Transportation according to the provisions of the 1970 Uniform Relocation Assistance and Land Acquisition Policies Act. 1. It is the policy of Mitchell County to acquire right-of-way in accord with Title 3 of said 1970 Act as amended by Title 4 and applicable state laws. Number 2, it is the policy of Mitchell County to provide relocation assistance benefits in accord with Title 2 of said 1970 Act as amended by Title 4 and applicable state laws. Number 3, Mitchell County will contact the Iowa Department of Transportation for assistance as needed to assure compliance and with applicable laws which are summarized in the instructions entitled Uniform Manual Real Property Acquisition and Relocations Assistance.
It sounds complicated, but basically it's stuff I assume we have to do.
It's been there forever,
Yeah,
since
and so-
1970.
Also move.
Second?
Barb has moved, Stanley has seconded. Roll call, Barb.
Aye.
Stanley.
Aye.
Smolik, aye. Motions to establish a rate of 1.9 times the assessed valuation in acquisition of right-of-way for local road projects and damages for fence removal at the rate of $9 per rod for woven fence and $7 per rod for barbed wire, plus $150 per acre croc damage allowance.
Another thing that's been that way for a long time. I haven't seen any change since Stan and I have been here.
So moved.
Stanley has moved,
Second.
Barb has seconded. Roll call, Stanley.
Aye.
Barb.
Aye.
Smolik, aye. Motion to approve the 2020 Mitchell County dues and/or contributions to the following organizations for budget purposes. Nyakog dues at 79 cents per capita, rural only, which is $3,672.71. Regional 2 transit assessment at $1.63 capita, which is the total of $17,564.88. NCRERC dues at 76 cents capita, with total of $8,189.76.
We received an explanation from Joe Myrie of Nyakog on this, so I so moved that we pass this.
Second?
Barb has moved, Stanley has seconded. Roll call, Barb.
Aye.
Stan?
Aye.
Smolik, aye. Motion to appoint the Mitchell County Compensation, motion to appoint to the Mitchell County Compensation Commission for 2020 the following licensed real estate brokers, and I have that written here somewhere.
It's on this long sheet.
It's on that legal sheet.
Oh, thank you. Licensed real estate brokers, Dale Blakestead, Lisa Pollard, Clarence Cruzy, Bob Muller, Kevin Colbert, Phil Colbert, Janine Colbert. For owner-operator of agricultural property, the names of Paul Grove, Russ Beeson, Kurt Terhardt, Deanna Eastman, Jack Edgington, Dean Tice, Rodney Kuntz, Pete Tomey, Carl Tice. Owner of city or town property, the names of Tom Hurd, Richard Brown, Jerry Dunley, Dean Porin, Kevin Paulsick, Gordon Anderson. And persons having knowledge of property values, Scott Brando, Rodney Patterson, Harold Lander, Bill Denner, Dean Wright, Tim Schultz.
Also move with this group listed by Steve.
Second?
Barb has moved, Stanley has seconded, roll call, Barb. Roll call, Barb.
Oh, I'm sorry, aye.
Stanley.
Aye.
Smolik, aye. Okay, motion to nominate Barb Francis as chairperson to the Board of Supervisors.
So moved.
And I shall second that. Roll call, Stan
Aye.
and Smolik. Aye. That's strange to say that. And now Barb? Aye. Now you're the boss.
Sorry, okay. Can we make a motion for vice chair of the Board of Supervisors?
So,
I can't make that motion.
I
can I?
guess whoever wants to be, it's up to,
Are we doing that in order, kind of?
so I
always
guess,
have.
Because if that was the case, it would be Stan.
so I guess I have to nominate Stan for that?
Yes, you do.
You don't
Make
have to.
I make a motion to,
You
that
don't.
Stan be the chair, vice chair of the Board of Supervisors.
And then can I second that? Okay, I sure do. I didn't know if I could make that motion or not,
Yeah, you could.
since you're the one
Yeah, you
nominated.
can.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, and then, we, wanted to talk about setting the following office days for
They
You
supervisors.
gotta have a roll call,
Oh, I'm
Barb.
sorry, roll call, okay, and that would be Steve
Yes, aye.
and Stan,
Aye.
and motion carried.
You need to vote.
You need to
Oh,
say
aye,
that.
sorry,
Now 14.
okay. We discussed, what days, if we want to just keep our same days. I take Monday, Stan, are you still Wednesday?
Wednesday.
And Steve on Friday, so can we have a motion to keep these as is?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Roll call, Steve
Aye.
and Stan,
Aye.
and I for me, and motion carried. And then, do we have any other concerns or anything we need to talk about here?
Well, just a point of order, really,
Mm-hmm.
after every motion and second, you ought to ask for discussion.
Okay,
I mean, that,
sure, okay,
even though it's gonna be probably no
And the
discussion.
discussion is just amongst you.
sure,
The board member, it isn't discussion for the public in attendance.
okay, all right. I will keep that in mind. Wasn't sure on something like this. And so, if there's no others, I was gonna mention to you, Lowell, I kept from last year, or sometime during the year, there was something that was gonna be, they said save and talk about in January. It was talked about, we have to do a construction evaluation resolution for the
Okay,
matrix.
we can do that.
And so you'll put it on whenever you need, okay.
Yeah, it's just a resolution for the matrix.
Okay, and then if there's nothing else to discuss, can I have a motion to adjourn?
You just declare.
Just declare, okay. Motion, meeting's adjourned.